Amanda here from createyourfuture.co. So today we have Reem joining us. Hey, Reem.
Hello.
Guys, as you know, Reem here is a coach here at Create Your Future. And, we thought we would bring you this video of Bridge of Incidences and the power, like the law of assumption. And yeah, we were chatting earlier about it. And Reem's got a really good analogy to explain how it actually all works. So yeah, let's just jump right in. I'm ready. Let's hear it.
Okay, so I guess the biggest thing with the bridge of incidents really starts with giving meaning to events. So there are going to be several events that are along your bridge of incidents, and some of them are going to be good, some of them are going to be bad, some of them are going to be directly in line with your desire, and some of them may not be in line with your desire. So the important thing is that in the beginning, in that process, every single thing that happens, you're giving it the meaning that it is a part of your bridge of incidents. You're getting excited that it's showing up. You're getting excited that, and you're giving it as many meanings as you can, that it's really in line with your desire.
Right. So what you're saying then is a bridge of incidences is something you can only see after the fact, and you're actually creating it with the meaning that you're giving it. So, if for instance, Jerry cancels with me on Friday, I give that the meaning that he's actually planning a great date on Saturday. And now I'm actually, through making that assumption, I'm actually creating that. So I can't go, oh, you know what, he canceled. Maybe this is a bridge of incidences, because bridges aren't there something that are there before you. Bridge are something you look back and you're like, hey, wait a minute. I see how one thing led to me to where I got to where I am, right?
Exactly. And I think the biggest thing is to realize that in the beginning, it is going to be almost like, this is my analogy that I always use, it's almost going to be like you're starting the engine to your car. So you're revving up that engine and your car hasn't started yet, you haven't moved, you're still in the same reality, but you're starting up your engine. So when you're giving meaning to anything that shows up, you're really revving up that engine. And then what happens from there is it starts to get the momentum going towards your desire. So when you start to get the momentum going, the next thing that happens is the events that show up are going to actually call you to action. So that's what's the meaning of like inspired action is that it's inspired from the fact that you really started your momentum going on your desire. And the way you do that is that there's 3 ways to do it. So 1, you're giving meaning to every single event that occurs, saying that it is 100% in line with my desire. This is leading me to where I want to go. And just like Amanda just said about Jerry and whether or not you saying that he wants to plan something better for the next day. Second, your other job is to really continue to clarify your desire. Make sure it's completely clean of any thing that you don't want. So don't put in 2 potentials. Don't say, well, I'm okay with this, but I would actually want that. So that's not really helping to rev your engine up. You want to get completely clear on your desire. And then thirdly, you're living in the end. And you're doing that just by keeping your mental diet completely clear of anything that's not in line. So and it's okay to have little things here and there in your mental diet, as long as overall your mental diet is very much in line with your desires. So those 3 things are revving up your engine, getting the next events that occur, they're actually going to call you to some action. And your job is really to take that action. So you don't need to know where that event, what that action is going to lead to. If it's actually this specific thing that's taking you to your desire, or maybe it's leading you to the next event that you're required to take more action on, and that'll lead you to your desire. So the idea is, once you're in that space where the events actually call you to action, now your car has started. Now you're starting to drive, and you're driving away from your current reality and into your desired reality. So you really have only one job in this whole process, is living in the end, cleaning up your mental diet, persisting no matter what, and then whatever event or thing that occurs, you're giving it the meaning that it is in line with your desire.
Right. And one thing I'd like to touch on is action. Okay. So, and this is just from experience, is not everything requires action, but not everything doesn't require action. Okay. So if my intention is to be part of a volleyball game, well, guess what? That requires action. I'm going to have to play volleyball. However, if my, end goal is just manifesting a phone call, there's actually no physical action that I'm actually going to have to take. I can actually manifest that to come through. So, it really just depends on what you're creating as to whether or not your desire is going to require action or not. If I want to have a YouTube channel about, nice cars, at some point, I'm going to have to take action. Okay. Right. So it really just depends on what we're going to create as to if we need to take action for it or not, because I already knew those comments were coming. Oh, it's not, you're taking action. It's not law of attraction. No, that's not necessarily true. I mean, we live in a 3D world. If you intend for somebody to phone you, guess what? You have to pick up the phone to answer it. So that is an action that you have to do. Because if you don't pick up the phone to answer it, then you don't manifest that phone call, right? So there's always going to be some sort of action that may be needed or not needed, but it depends on your specific situation, right? But I think the important thing that you're getting at, which I really love, is the fact that, just go out and participate in life. You create everything. Don't be scared. And you know what? The fact that an opportunity came up for you to take action is a manifestation, 100%. You created that opportunity to even be there. You created it, so yeah,
Exactly.
And I know there's some confusion about action in the law of attraction world. I read it on YouTube comments. I know.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, that's true. But sometimes the action also just helps you to get into that feeling more. So it may not even be the result. It may not result in the exact desire at that very moment, but it'll actually get you into the feeling more. So the idea is really, it's getting your engines going. It's getting your car started. It's getting your car moving.
Oh, yeah.
Getting you closer and closer to that mentality of having what you want.
Oh, yeah. If you're always focused on what you want and you're doing your mental diet, opportunities are going to come up for you to take action, and they are going to lead you to what you want because it's your reality. You created that to begin with, right? It was only created by you. All of our realities is only created by you and you only, nobody else, right? So it's always been perfect from the beginning. Your creation.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Exactly.
I love it. I love it. Amazing.
Yeah. And I think the last thing I wanted to add is that there really is like a large number of ways that something can come about. So don't limit your manifestation, don't limit your bridge of incidents by looking at how something happened for someone else. Because the way that it happened for them, their bridge of incidents took the path of least resistance for them,
Yes.
And for you, it may take a completely different path. So really, your job is not to look at the bridge of incidents in terms of how it'll occur. Your job is to just focus on the end, persist in the end, persist in your mental diet, and give the proper meaning to every single event that's in line with your desire.
You know what? You've nailed it. You've nailed it. Path of least resistance. And I like it, right? Instead of being attached to the way it has to happen, be committed to actually getting the results, and, that's, the person with the most emotional flexibility is the one that does the best because, of course you can rigidly create something and it happens a specific way. But I'll tell you, that's a very strict, rigorous mental diet. Like, give yourself a little bit of room. If it wasn't them calling you, but you happen to phone them and that's how it got to happen, like, why be so hung up on that one little detail? The end goal was still getting back together. You know what I mean? So leave room for your manifestation to work. You're right, through your own resistance and blocks and limiting beliefs, and hopefully it'll still get to the same trajectory, right? Like, make this easy on yourself, right? None of this, I need to prove it. I'm doing this by having it a certain way. I mean, you're only going to prove, yourself wrong if you're looking to prove the law wrong, right? Because you're always going to be right because you create it, right? So, no, love that tip. And that'll also help with impatience and frustration.
And that's what makes your lag time.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think that's what makes your lag time take even longer. That's extends your lag time. If you really put in certain situations that it has to come through, or you imagine that, well, this person, it happened to them in this way. So kind of being free of all of that speeds it up and then takes you through in a much more flowing manner.
Yeah. So amazing. Oh my goodness, guys. You know what? Reem does video sessions here at Create Your Future. Definitely check the link in the description below. Thank you for joining us today, Reem.
Thank you.
Guys, thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.